Hey all. Hey, let's go through Oh Well Part 1, a Peter Green Part 4. There's two guitars. Danny's doing that octave riff. And I don't think Jeremy's on it. He might not be on it. But anyway, we're going to do Peter's part, because Peter's awesome. The riff goes like this. This is what he might do on stage, because it starts with that acoustic, you know, the dobro. And then the guitar, the electric comes in. But we're just going to do a full electric part like they would live. Alright, let's get through that. We'll break it into pieces, because when you break it into pieces, it's pretty logical. So on the low E, you're going to hammer on at 3. And then the second part is hammer on A at 2 to an open D string. So you got. Now if you're new to riffing and all that stuff and you just want to learn this, just learn this part before you move on any further. Right, and once you got that, we'll do the next part. So it goes. It ends on a. So the second part is. So hammer on A at the first fret. It sounds like it might be the second fret. It's actually the first fret. And then back to our old friend, the E at the third fret, and do a da-da-da on E. Right, so far. Don't move on until you got that part. If you're new to this riff, learn that first. Again, learn a little bit at a time. Master each part before trying to do the whole thing in a string. And then it does. So it's almost like the first step. And then. So it's the same riff. To the open D string, A at 2, hammer on A at 2, and then to an open D string, and then hammer on A at 2 to a D string at 2. You're hammering on both at 2. Except on the second one, you don't hit the open D string. You just go right to 2. You got to come back to that. Then it goes back to that same thing again that you just did with that at the first fret thing. Alright, this last little bit. So that's E at the third fret. Hammer on A at 2, then D at 2, then off on the D string. Right. A at 2. Low E 3 2. Whoa. Right? That's hammer on the A string, 5 to 7. Just those two strings. And he's giving it some percussion there. Watch videos of them doing it. So that's A 5 7, and then that's D 5 A 7. So after, and then of course, you know, Danny's doing that stuff. And then you hit that boom ba doom on the, you know, the in between. Then 5 on D, 7 on A, and then they're both at 7. Then it's up to 8 on the D. Other people may hear that because the two guitars are doing different runs, so it's a little bit hard to hear it, but I'm hearing it as... Wait. So that's A, low E, 3, 5, 7. So then you get after 3, 5, 6, 7 on A, then 5, 6, 7 on D, then slide up to 9, and then you end on 7, 9 on the G string. Dan asked me what I think of you. I might not give the answer that you want me to, right? He does the little vocal thing, and then back into... Sorry. And then the second time through, it doesn't do that. It just goes straight into the... Sorry. Now this little run is different from the first one. So the first one is its own run. Then 2 and 3 I think are the same. So this one is... It's a little bit easier. On low E, 3, 5, 6, 7, and then A, 5, 6, 7, and ends with D on 5. Right. Then it gets into that when Danny's doing the soloing. It's really hard to hear what Peter's doing for the first part of it. I think he's just and then I saw one live version where he was going. Or heard a live version. So he's sort of riffing on E minor pentatonic. So halfway through it, he starts doing E minor. It sounds to me like E minor. Take everything off. Just do the barred finger. When I talk to God, I knew you'd understand. Okay, so then you're back into... So this, when it gets to the last verse, or if you call that a verse, whatever this is, the last section, it does go back into this thing again. Back to the riff. So that last riff is the same as the second one. Then it goes into the acoustic interlude part. But that's the main part of it, the main part of part one, before it goes into the other part. But great tune. Even, I guess, as I said, even Lindsay's version with Fleetwood Mac from, what was that, 1980, the live one? Even that one's great, but can't touch the Peter Green one as far as I'm concerned. Good luck.